2, 3, 4. Strange Things Radio. Yeah, we've been talking Strange Things Radio. Gotta listen, gotta listen, gotta listen. Strange Things Radio. Yeah. Strange Things Radio with James and Eric. Yeah.
And a box of wafers.
Oh, man. You had to bring it out, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Had to bring it out, man. Folks,
bring...
I gotta sit there and I gotta make a confession.
See, listen. That is called a box of vanilla wafers.
Buddy.
And I'm eating them.
Did you hear the crackle?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was just like you brought those cookies. When you move, like you were moving the box, and it was caught there. Hey, Bud, I got to tell you, I still hear. Is she going to hang out tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was just sitting there like a little low. But I'm telling you, folks, this is the thing. You know, when you start to really know your body and know.
Are you going through changes?
Oh my gosh!
Kind of like Marsha.
No, buddy. I made the mistake.
No, that was Greg, right?
I had the mistake. That was Marsha. No, that was
Marsha. Greg that was making. You remember his voice and he there.
No, that was Bobby.
Bobby.
No, not Bobby. It was the middle one, Greg. Not Greg. Who's the middle guy?
Bobby's the little one. Greg was the tall one that was banging. What's her name?
Peter.
Peter
was the one.
Yeah.
I almost kind of want to sing the song when it's time to change.
Sorry, folks.
You got to Rhea, and his voice went range. I'm like, yeah, his voice was changing, but buddy, I made the mistake today of giving in to one's craving. Okay, I think I saw an ad.
Chasing the Dragon again?
I saw some sort of ad for pizza. It was Papa John's. Now, one of the reasons why we'll tolerate Papa John's is the garlic butter that they send along. I asked for a garlic butter. You know what they tell me now? Oh, we don't give extra garlic butter now. That's an upcharge. That's an extra
little
charge.
Cup thing they used to give away?
A little tiny cup of garlic butter. But
You know what happened?
Well,
some bean counter went,
yep.
You know, we wasted $10,000 last year giving away those little cups.
Yeah,
We're not doing no more.
So when the guy kind of looked at me like, that's an upcharge, sir. That's going to be extra. I'm like, for an extra butter thing? I mean, look at the size of the pizza.
Yeah.
Of course, each slice has to be saturated with the garlic butter. But anyway, I made the mistake of giving in to temptation. I was tempted to have it. Not good for me. You know, the strangelings know, our friends out there know, diabetic, all right? And you shouldn't do things like that. So did I listen? Hell no. You know why? Because there was a Papa John's directly across the street. All I had to do was, I could have walked, but am I going to walk? You know, trying to do a pre-burn of calories that I'm going to intake, right? I take the car. So go get some pizza.
You put miles on your car?
Buddy,
okay?
Oh my gosh. It was like 3/4 of a mile across the street.
I know, but
maybe less than that.
You don't like to put miles at all on your car.
No. So and the thing is it was just like, oh my gosh. I go home. Okay, now that was about 1 o'clock. So I didn't take any insulin or check my blood sugar. When I do, 5:15. 5:15, which is not good. So of course I had to take the power shot.
You realize, you know what the next sound I want to hear one day?
What?
Hey, we're doing. Oh no! What are
you trying to do? Speak it into existence, man. Come on. Are you trying to do that?
I'm just Ouija board pizza.
Thank you, Sherry. Or are you the amazing Kreskin?
That would be. You know what? Oh, that would be so cool.
What's that?
Is to have a pizza box and have a Ouija board. You know, when you get those little boxes for
had
pizza.
Had to go to the Ouija board, didn't you?
Oh, well, so Sherry, she said a Ouija board pizza.
She's being a troublemaker. She's being a troublemaker is what it is.
Awesome idea. So, I love that idea, Sherry.
Yeah. But anyway, so and it didn't help that I went to the...
What?
Went to the, you know how to go to the vending machine? I had to get myself a Butterfinger. It was a Baby Ruth for the ride home. Bad. But I'm like, okay, come on, man. It's the end of the day. Great way. But, you know... so how was your week, man? How are the Strangelings doing tonight? Everything, I mean, I'm glad you're hanging out with us. We're going to be here till 10 a.m., right?
Yep.
And we got some cool things we're going to talk about.
So we have a guest coming on.
We got a guest coming on tonight?
Oh, yeah.
You didn't tell me about a guest.
It was a last-minute thing. Popped up.
Cool. We'll take a guest, man. Yeah.
So, he used to be an old regular.
All right. He used to be an old regular. Really?
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to give away his handle?
Yes.
Good buddy? What? Did you get the truck?
Doctor?
Did you get the truck? Oh, no kidding.
Dr. Marion
I've been following him. He's always like, yeah, I'm doing an experiment in Laboratory 5, and I'm like, it's perfect for him. I mean, his excitement is doing an experiment. But
and the reason,
thank God for our scientists.
So he is my brother, and he is actually a scientist, a doctor who works at Harvard.
But he's a PhD.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You got to give him the shot just for making it through that.
So the reason he's coming on is, I know we do a lot of fringy stuff here, but tonight's show, actually, we're going to be discussing what just broke in the news a couple of days ago. Scientists edit a dangerous mutation from genes in human embryos. So we're going to get into the future of embryos, babies. Are we looking at what? Are we looking at custom babies?
California
dreaming
a la carte?
Yeah.
California. Easy, because that's going to set us off.
I know. So he's actually going to come on as a scientist who deals with genes. He does work on stem cell research, different things like that. So he's actually coming on as a certified, not so much on the paranormal side, because he has as an expert on this area.
He's got a PhD. Hello.
Yeah. So he's our expert coming in tonight.
Got to give him your props.
So he's going to call on for a little bit at the 11 o'clock hour. He does have some experiments that are timely. That's why he's always there. But he'll be on for a little bit. We're going to just kind of discuss where we're going in the human gene world. And he hasn't seen this article and read the paper on it yet. He's scientists are always like, "Oh, I haven't read it yet. Hold on," But he'll be on. So we'll have fun with that. And then again, we're going to talk about that's going to be the 11 o'clock hour, and then later in the evening, the second half of the second hour.
You were
of
looking
the third
straight up.
Tuesday,
buddy.
Next,
you were looking straight up. That's your calculation pose with the eyes. You got to look up and then you can calculate it.
We're going to discuss. Well, I know my brain just died. Famous or infamous people who celebrities who got into paranormal, because some people became famous because of paranormal. Your paranormal shows on the Sci-Fi and Travel Channel and those guys. But these were actually actors and actresses who became famous, and then they got into paranormal. And we're going to mention.
And we interviewed a great lady, great interview. We had fun. We kept it mostly for crackle.
I know.
Crackle.
You know what that is?
What is it? I know that, man.
That's all we got.
Yeah, we'll deal with it. But anyway, she was a great guest.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't she fun?
She was awesome.
Did she not freak us out, too?
Oh, yeah.
Remember, at the end of the show, we were doing were we doing a 3-hour show then? Or was it still 2 hours? James, stay with me. Stay with me.
I got lost in the chat room.
But we're talking here.
I know.
So, what was that, 2 or 3 hour show we did with Brett Butler?
Oh,
you remember
awesome.
Brett Butler, folks? Go ahead and Google her. She was funny. Great comedian. Saw her stand-up routine. Wasn't she in a particular show on TV?
Grace Under Fire,
okay.
back in the 80s.
Yeah,
no, I'm sorry. Late 80s, early 90s.
Okay.
She followed right behind Roseanne Barr.
Okay, yeah. Smart lady.
Yeah.
I mean, funny. And then all of a sudden, when we were talking to her, we're like, how'd you find out you had this gift? Right? And then she started explaining how I think we asked her, well, did you ever look at a fellow celebrity at a Hollywood party and see something dark and sinister, impending death or anything like that? And once you say something like, if I saw it, if I felt it, I wouldn't have said anything. And I'm like, well, then how could you get that out of your head, especially the next day, 2 days away, that the impression was so strong that you couldn't help but think that there was a possibility that impending doom. She kind of was evasive on that. She didn't really want to talk or get into it. But she said that some stuff that blew our minds.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just blew our minds. In fact, we hung out, an extra hour after the show, right? We were just sitting there. I was shocked. James was kind of shocked. We're like, because she said things that only we would have known, things that she could never have known, and freaked us out. And I get freaked out easy. I'm just saying. Yeah. That's why we won't go on a ghost hunt, because I'll tell you right now, if something said, I'm going to kill you, Eric, you would hear me scream like a little girl and run out the door. So I wouldn't want to in any way embarrass you because of my behavior going on a ghost hunt. That's why.
But we're going to discuss celebrities, because Rob Lowe has his new show. I think it started last night. I want to catch it because he's taking his sons with him. So Is the celebrity world jumping on the bandwagon of paranormal to catch the ride? Well, we'll get into that in the last little bit of the show. So that's it. Have a good night. I'm here all week.
You're going to have to maneuver the monitor so I can at least see it. Ooh, buddy, it almost went. Bring it. All right, hold on a second. There.
There we go.
All right. Now you're good, right? You can see the chat from.
I got mine.
Right, cool. So, hey, folks. Glad everybody's out there, man. We're going to have fun tonight. I've been looking forward to tonight all week. It was just one of those crazy weeks, which I dig, though. I kind of thrive. I kind of thrive on doing that roller coaster, crest trough, just riding the wave of, being under stress. I mean, I dig that. I mean, so here we are, Friday night, the weekend upon us. In a month, we're going to have Labor Day, so another 3-day weekend on the horizon. You notice how James is calm and cool because he's just like real estate extraordinaire. I told him that probably at some point in time he's going to be like, Eric, we're not going to do Strange Things Radio anymore.
No.
Friday nights, they have the bingo championship, a weekly thing at the country club. And you can come. All right, whatever, man. Whatever. Go ahead. Make the cash. All I ask is Jen here? Is Jen here? Every now and then say, Eric, I'm going to pick up the wings and thanks. I'm just saying. Notice how we had. But you know what? Now, they don't have that special on Saturday, do they? It's just during the week, Monday through Friday. See, now I'm all the way over in Brady. It would take me at least a half hour.
Right, it's a Sunday. It's the lunch special, Monday through Friday.
Yeah. Oh, dude. It is, but we'll sit there and hopefully it's not. It's not me. It's not me. Okay. All right, folks. This is one of the realities of doing a show, and we do it all. Do we not do it all, James? We don't go to a studio. We have a studio in your house because that's just the way you are. See, James, despite the fact that he's now a real estate guy, is also an incredible technician. I'm not going to sit there and fawn on you because, you don't need any, Jen takes care of that, building up your pride and your ego and your confidence, big time confidence. Will you put the wafers away because I'm going to end up reaching over. I can't have one of those, man. Now, all right, did I do that?
I have no idea. What was that?
Do you hear that? And we're live, buddy.
That last one was really weird.
We're live, man. We're live. Wait, Gen Z, I just read that Eric really fails at magic with all that Spengali speak. Do you remember Spengali? Do you remember a creature feature? Oh, man. All right, I got to hold on. So, anyway. buddy.
Turn it off.
Yeah,
there
I
we
did.
go.
It was my mistake. So they heard that, dude. You're going to have to do some serious editing before it goes out. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? The strangelings understand. That's just the way it is. I don't have to think about that. But anyway, folks, it is 10. It's only 10:15, buddy. I'm sitting there thinking break already. Unbelievable. Do you want to take a quick break?
And then we could we've only been on for 15.
I'm just saying we could do 2 breaks tonight, and then we could figure out what's going on with some of these wires. You know what I mean?
No, we're all good.
Are we good?
Yeah,
okay.
I think
We're all fine.
All right. So you folks got to understand, James has plenty of time now because a lot of times he's driving in between Bradenton and Orlando, going far north. He can.
Hold on. See, I wonder. Look at Gen Z said.
Ask Google Home to tell you, John.
No, so my
Did
question
you tell
is,
her? Did you tell her?
That's the thing. I'm dead serious.
You never told her.
I've only had that thing set for 4 hours.
Okay. All right.
Maybe 5.
Gen Z,
Yeah.
Gen Z, you had to have told her.
No,
There's
I didn't.
way. If that's the case, then she's our new resident psychic, and we'll have like
telling you.
a segment where she'll answer people's questions.
Google. Hello, Google.
Why do radio people do things like this live on the air?
You have to say okay, Google.
Ooh.
You can't just yell out our name.
All right. Well, I mean,
Tell us a joke.
James. All right, folks. People probably listening to this going, "What the hell is this?"
Well, because we're bringing AI
I don't
into
even.
it.
Are we going to go towards AI? I don't even want to. I would not have that machine in here. I'm just telling you that right now, because now you have given Big Brother, or at least the medium by which Big Brother can listen in on your daily lives, especially those moments when the kids are at school, kids are starting. And you and Jen decided to do the polka. Just saying, man. You know what I mean?
One thing they're going to hear is us fighting over food around here.
I doubt that. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. Don't even
You'll be
start
yelling about
it,
who's
man.
getting the last
If
piece.
everything's going to be heard, it's going to be right? Right?
No.
Yeah. Wouldn't you like for one of those European vacation
quickly.
situations with a recorder and a little
Okay,
session?
Google.
All right.
Knock, knock.
Oh, folks, he's just. Chase, come on, man. You're gonna have to do some serious editing, man. We can't sit there and send this up north. You know what I mean?
See, Eric always feels like someone's watching him. I love that song.
You know who that was, don't you?
No.
The guy who's the guy that founded Motown?
I have no idea.
It wasn't Barry Gordy. It was the other guy. And all right, there you go, folks. There's CC. Who was the one that founded? I'm not. Who founded Motown? Anybody out there remember? It wasn't Barry Gordy. Barry Gordy was a producer. Who was the other guy? Anyway, it was his son.
Oh, really?
Somebody's watching. I was going to sing it.
Oh.
Dude.
Someone's watching.
We haven't
me.
gotten in trouble in a while. Okay,
Yeah.
so don't get in trouble by starting to sing.
Oh, that's true.
Don King. Come on, Joe.
Yeah. Every time I think of Don King, I just see the hair. I just think
No,
of,
Joe, it's not Don King. What was the guy's name, man?
I have no idea, dude.
What's Cece? What is she doing? Is she even in the chat room tonight? There you go. Laugh out loud. She shouldn't even say. Hand him a tampon and ask him what... Is that Jinsey that just sat there? I think she's doing the Google Home dirty jokes thing. Did she say that? Yeah, look. Cece's like, OMG. Buddy, stay with it. Stay with it. What? What?
oh, yeah, that's Google.
All right, the police. The police. You know the strange thing, Fox? I was jamming to the police coming here tonight. Now, that's a little weird, man. That's just a little weird. Is that coincidence? Because I was sitting there thinking, I love the police. In fact, I saw them when they came to Tampa on the reunion tour. Paid a pretty penny, but I got a chance to sit there and thank you, buddy.
That's true.
Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah, but they couldn't
This
tell.
is
They couldn't discern what that was, right? Right?
This is very true.
So I love stinging the police. Me too, Fox. But hello, Cece. What did we do to Cece that she wouldn't sit there and quickly research on the fly? And no, it wasn't Barry Gordy. It wasn't Barry Gordy. Was it Barry Gordy?
What about Barry Manilow?
No, Barry Gordy. It might have been Barry Gordy. All right, now Barry Gordy founded Motown. He did not sing "Somebody's Watching Me." Cat, I didn't say Barry did, but his son, the guy's son. In fact, if you listen to that song, you will hear Michael Jackson doing backup vocals because he owed Godfather a favor. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, I was jamming out to
Rockwell.
Foo Fighters on the way home. All right. Buddy, it's not even half hour into the show and we've already gone off the rails.
Oh, that's all right.
I'm just saying,
Hey, did you see what she's got over there?
No, I don't want to look because if it's snackage, I'm in trouble. Oh. No, dude, I can't, man.
All right.
Jen, I can't because I'll tell you right now, it will blow. That's a pastry, right? It's some sort of pastry?
It's an apple pastry.
Oh, my gosh.
And then you put it in the toaster oven.
You freaking
and it
tease.
gets all.
You freaking tease. You're the tease. You didn't have to go in and describe it. I just had to look, turn away, and not gaze at it. Choo choo. Jenzy's on fire tonight. Jenzy's ready to go. Did you go to happy hour, Jenzy? Just curious. Well, they got 2-for-1s over there? Talk to me. Talk to me, Jenzy. Hey, a bro that I work with is in Orlando tonight. And I told him, listen, I know you can get us. How can people hear the show, James? They can go
Well,
to.
they put their headphones on?
I know that. Man. I'm just saying.
Oh.
You can get to us on the internet. Now, did Rebecca say that we have now a mobile app that'll work on a phone?
I believe she's saying that if you go to Pair X Radio, it works. But also, if you go to TuneIn and look for Pair X Radio Network on TuneIn, you can find our show there.
So, Billy, if you're listening, man, I hope you got a chance to see the mouse today.
You can listen to
At
us
least a
live
little
there.
one. Yeah.
And then if you're listening to us podcast style, we have a few places.
Podcast style?
Well, that means after we've already done
Podcast
live.
style. It's almost like a martial arts.
Podcast style.
Yeah.
So
podcast.
Paranormal,
Yeah.
you can listen to us there podcast-wise.
Yeah. So, and how can people get a hold of us?
Well, there's a thing called a phone.
No,
Jim, they can call us.
How can they sit there online?
Also,
we're still getting the website. The website's down under construction.
Yes, I'm still on it. So,
we'll get that
Strange
up
Things
soon.
Radio at gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook at Strange Things Radio Network. There's the other one we had, but we're getting rid of that one. So the Strange Things Radio Network on Facebook. Also, you can find us on Twitter, Host of Strange.
Look at
is our
CC.
host-
See,
is our-
CC took it, and she's like, okay, Rockwell was the artist. And I
Well,
think
that's what-
Rockwell
that-
was Barry Gordy's son.
Oh.
I don't know why I thought it was a Barry Gordy. Who was I thinking of that actually produced Thriller? That's the one I'm thinking about. The guy that produced Thriller. He was the one that produced it. Now, CC, now that's a quick one. Let's see how quickly she gets that. He produced Thriller. Anyway, well, hey, Fred. What's up, man? Good to see you. So I'm so glad the weekend's here. I'm going to get some snooze. I'm going to sleep in tomorrow. Then I'm going to get up, got some things I got to do.
And then go back to sleep.
And go back to sleep. Yeah, man. So, but, But anyway, folks, listen, did you correct the time now? The time, is that 10:55, 10:25?
It's 10:23.
All right, let's go ahead and take a
You
break.
want to take one
We're
now?
going to take a break and
Okay.
kind of regroup. Folks, this is Strange Things Radio, sitting with James and Eric. We're going to be here till midnight. So hang out with us. We got another hour and a half worth of show. Buddy, you're going to get in trouble, man. So we'll be right back. Don't go away.
Strange Things Radio. Strange Things.
Look it. Engineer goes, I saw a van today marked strangely catcher, and the guy had a long pole with a net on the end. He didn't get me though. And the cat's like, oh my OMG, did you run? O-double-O? Even cats use an O-W-E. Laugh out loud. Oh, was the van down by the river? Yeah, best you avoid that, man. He'll tell you to put on lotion and then make clothes out of your skin. Oh my gosh, Jim. Had to think fast, blaming with all the G's, so I ducked. Dude, we have probably the coolest listeners. You realize that? These people, my Okay. Hi, folks. I'm getting a chance to read the chat room. And I think I saw Cece say, or I read, yeah, they left their mics on. Laugh out loud. Okay. Did everybody hear everything that transpired during our break?
I guess I have to go back and listen to all
Oh
that.
my gosh, yeah.
Hot mics.
Yeah, hot mics, hot. So, James, you know what? Here's a little dark tech. We mentioned this last week, okay? But now it's getting more and more press. And like I said before, the whole concept is going to be sold in a positive way. They're going to sell the benefits of undergoing this process, which essentially, I love you. I just get P. Who do I know this P?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, man. Guest 2063. I'm trying to figure out, he knows. Obviously, he knows because it's just, and I still want to get back to the hot mics, man, because we were talking, we were just being silly on the break. So, did you guys hear everything? I'm just saying, did they hear James? Come on, man. You're in charge of the board. You are the engineer / host / captain of the ship, and you can't even monitor the damn mics. Come on, man. Dude.
I just
Now, think back what we were talking about on the break. It's some of the stuff we were saying. Hey. All right, listen. I didn't want to blow everybody's impression of us, okay? But sometimes we get a little weird. Anyway, but getting back to my dark tech, and people that know me out there, they know, my belief systems, what I believe in. And we've done shows where we've talked about things, and right, haven't we? I mean, in fact, we sat there and talked about it. Yeah, we heard how you talk about us. Oh, no. Do we want to know everything? No, all right. See, you just completely, this is why we're ADD, bro, because I'm turning left when we should have stayed going the right on the off-ramp, all right? James got this new toy. Got the new toy. I wouldn't put it in my house.
Well, you got it on your phone.
Dude, you're right.
It's the same system. The only difference is it's plugged in over there.
Yeah, but sometimes I leave the phone out in the car. Sometimes but you have basically a microphone to Big Brother. So even though, you say, or I think Jen says that the only way to enable it or to activate it is to say, was that a yawn? Was that a yawn, bro? We're not even an hour into the show and you're already yawning?
I'm sorry.
But it's a microphone to the world. It's a microphone to Big Brother. I wouldn't put it on that. I'm just saying, I watch. Could you imagine all of a sudden knock, knock, knock on Mr. Ricks? Can we speak to you?
On Heaven's Door.
On Heaven's Door.
The song.
Oh, dude, I'm trying to. Dude, did you hear
I know, but.
Did you not get questioned about whether a song was copyrighted and we were playing it? We got to be careful.
I know, but you said knock, knock, and I just said
on Heaven's Door.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not singing the song. That was the song.
Now, but do you know the group?
Oh,
you got to sing it, and you got to hear. He has got a very unique voice, okay? And the lead guitarist rhymes with gash. That's it. I'm not going to say anything else, man. If you can't get that, dude, you are tired. Rhymes with gash. Nobody out there? I mean, I'm sitting there looking at the chat side. No.
Oh, you know what?
Please.
Okay, Google.
Are you going to sit there and say, dude, just leave it alone, man?
Who's saying knock, knock on Heaven's Door?
James. Yeah, but this was a remake, bro.
Oh,
This
I
was
know
a-
who did
this-
it.
that was-
How many remakes of that song on this event?
Hi.
Oh,
No,
yeah. I know
all right.
who sang that.
Who?
I know. Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
It's Guns N' Roses.
All right. You took. I thought you were trying to gain time to let the synapses fire
No,
to
no,
actually
I
come
know.
up with. Yeah,
No.
it was Guns N' Roses.
Well, I knew that one,
Now,
but
see,
that wasn't
so
the
ADD,
original.
So ADD. Yeah, it was Bob Dylan. So
Right.
ADD. I don't know what we were talking about before. Isn't that sad? That's sad, James.
You said something
at
about
least I can-
not knocking.
No, before that. We were getting back to dark tech. Now, see, I took a hold of the wheel, and I'm turning us back onto the.
Yes,
so we're going
back onto
straight.
dark
So
tech.
to everybody, if this is your first time listening to us, sometimes we go off the rails a bit. I mean, it's just that. Hey, like I said, they've allowed us to come onto the network. See, they're getting they're getting paid for letting us do our radio show because, well, we're a wee bit ADD, so for that we apologize. But anyway, we were talking about this last week or the week before, okay? All right. In Wisconsin, a company is encouraging its employees to get an implant in their hand
Right.
that allows them to do things. A, for security purposes.
But,
They don't
okay,
have to
stop.
What?
We had a whole show on this last week.
I'm just saying it was in the news, dark tech in the news.
But
again,
But
they were
why are we referring back to the old?
I know.
Are you bringing update information to it?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dude,
I
yes,
will
sir.
shut my
Yes,
fat I want to
sir.
I want to have a drink.
I'm. Yeah. Hey, drink, not that way, okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wrong drink.
We did that. You did that bit 4 weeks ago, remember?
No, that's right. Damn it. All right. We're getting old around here, doing the same bits, talking about the same crap.
No, what it is James is tired, and he's tired of being wined and dined by big bank executives and getting chow. I mean, where were you going to go to Burns? You were going to go to Burns, and folks, if anybody know, if you're from this area, Burns is like the place to go for a nice thick steak. What, 100, 150?
Yeah,
maybe per person. So and this is just for the. Now I might be exaggerating. It might be $100. $75 to $100. Me, I'm getting the biggest steak and I'll take it home. Did I even ask you, James? We bring some home.
You did.
All right.
Well, we didn't go
That's
there. We
pretty
went to
sad,
another
man.
nice restaurant.
Yeah, but it was a nice restaurant, right? What was it? Colombian, you said?
Yeah, the Columbia.
Yeah. Did you have Pontaines or Fontaines? What are those things called?
Poutine. No, it's not poutine.
I caught myself,
plantain.
dude. I caught myself. All right,
You know,
I caught
and I'm
myself.
going down
you
that
did,
ramp.
and you went. You were tailgating me.
Yeah.
All right. So I went off, and you just kept going. Anyway, yeah. Was it Pontaines? What'd you just say?
Are you practicing things?
No. What was
we
it?
would if we could.
What was it? No. What was the things you just said? Pontaines.
No, plantains.
Plantains, and they're good.
Well,
They're
you know what a
good.
plantain is?
I
It's a
want
type of like banana looking thing, but it's a little bit sharp tasting, and they cut it up and they deep fry and make it chips out of it. That's
Hello.
the plantains.
And folks, you're probably asking yourself, wait, didn't I just get on the Paranormal Network? Have we talked about anything paranormal for the first, 45 minutes of the show?
Ghost. Bigfoot.
Hey, as long as you keep saying what I was trying to do before you sprayed the water on my fire that I was trying to stoke.
Okay.
All right, about the dark tech. It was in the news, man. More and more companies are inquiring about this. And they're selling. The article that I read, I want to say it was at some news site, but it's a news site that has a reputation and they're respectful, right? They what? You're laughing. What'd they say? See, I can't see. If you notice, the screen hasn't refreshed in a long
It's
time.
a little slower. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, we got to
Is that
reconnect.
hey, we apologize. So,
You saw Eric sells 51 ounce
Hey, Fred.
pourhouses with every car.
Hey, Fred. I am not a used car salesman. Do I come off like a used car salesman, Fred?
Dude, do you know how much used car salesmen make?
Yeah, but I also know what the persona or the type of character. Not that I'm putting down used car salesmen. I'm just saying the bad ones, like the really, the not bad ones. James, help me out, man. Come on.
You're drowning here, right?
Yeah, I am drowning. I mean, I'm not trying
Yes,
to piss
they have
anybody
it.
off that has a
They're
used
trying
car
to have it.
salesman that listens to strange things. Right? No, it was no. I'm just saying I would tackle a 50-ouncer. That's that's only that's 3 pounds. 3 pounds, right? Or close to 3 pounds. 16. That's James, stay with me, bro.
I was looking for strange things.
Was
in
it?
the
That's
news.
64 ounces, right? I'd tackle it. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? My fave, ready, folks? It's not only the cut of meat, but there's got to be marble surrounding it. And when they grill it, when they burn it, my blood sugar's rising. No, wait. A 64-ounce steak wouldn't raise my blood sugar because it is
No, it
straight
not.
protein.
That's right.
Right? So, had to throw it out there. So,
That's actually
yeah, and I got to tell you something. I read that whole comment about the Strangeling van, the white van, and I saw the Down by the River. And I wanted to comment on it, but we were in the break. And everybody was listening to what we were saying. James, will you stop with the freaking yawning, man?
dude,
I have a tea out in the car that's high caffeine. Do you want to go ahead with the tea?
No, I'm sorry,
dude,
folks.
dude,
I'm just
dude.
yawning. I'm sorry. I didn't
We
mean to
might
yawn.
have some new listeners out there, and they're sitting there thinking, "What the hell do these? What is this? What is this?" You know what I mean, James? James, are you still? You're looking at me, and it's just like there's nothing there.
Whoa,
There's
sorry.
nothing. You know what it is? You had those little wafer things. You had a couple of those damn.
That's true.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, are you not diabetic too?
Oh yeah.
All right. I'm just saying. Notice how I abstain.
accidentally hit the marijuana button on the computer, and now I'm reading Legal Weed States tells Jeff Sessions the programs are working. He might crack down anyways.
Well, this is what's strange about this whole situation. What, 20, 25 years ago, it was just like the whole concept was like it was taboo. Oh, no, we're not going to do that. Everybody remembers that movie, Reefer Madness. No way, we're not. Now, the motivation for legalization is taxation because they put their asses in such fiscal cesspool. For example, Illinois, my home state. I mean, Chicago, the whole. It's like strange that they've put themselves in this situation, and it's almost like a spirit of putting it off to the next. James, did you notice how I kind of incorporated the spirit?
Right in the spirit
Do you think all those paranormal people would be appreciative that I tried to bring it all back to paranormal? I'm just saying. But so my whole thing on dark tech, you don't even want to cover it because
No, we can't. I'm sorry.
I think it's strange. I think it's significant.
That the other companies are asking this company for
Yes.
the ability to.
Yes, because look at there's such benefits of having one guy sat there and said, "Yeah, I have 2 or 3 of them." It's like the bionic age. All right, so they're putting chips under the skin. Now you don't. Now is the mark of the beast such a stretch? I'm just saying. I'm not going to sit there. We're not going to have church. I'm just sitting there saying that a chip implant. It's here, and folks, don't be surprised within the next, I'd say 5 years. All it would take would be a year or two for the benefits of this, and it become more popular, especially amongst the young population. Those that are older, they'll see this as, hey, that's proof of those things we used to talk about in church, and so James, are you happy? That's all I'm going to talk about because I wanted to.
Okay, so while you were talking though, I did remember something. I did want to talk about strange things in the news. Not that it's strange. It's just again, it's going to the future of where we're going with technology and what's going to encapsulate.
There you go. Yeah.
Encapsulate that. So IBM, who else? Massive Storage. There was an article. I'm trying to pull it back up so I can give you some actual facts. It's thinking.
James, are we ever concerned about that?
I don't know. Okay, are you ready? This is going to blow your mind away. So IBM and Sony has worked on. There's a picture. It's really cool of this little piece of storage tape. It's a magnetic tape, right? It's stored, and I'm talking about this thing is probably what, 1.5 inches long, maybe a 1/2 inch across. It's stored 330 terabytes.
330 terabytes?
Yeah. Literally, just a little silver piece of tape. It's a storage tape.
And for those of you in IT, that's incredible.
So think about taking that, and now you've got
please
20, 30,
Or-
50 feet of it,
Yeah.
all wrapped up in a nice little reel.
Wouldn't that be funny if the old becomes the new? What if they went back to some sort of a cassette type? James, am I having a Michael Keaton night shift moment here?
Oh, yeah.
Am I coming up? So a cassette that would contain that tape, and you could go in either direction. But yeah, I think so. What do you think?
For massive
mass storage, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I mean, that's 330 terabytes.
That's
And
incredible.
a small little.
Well, see, this is the
form
thing.
factor.
The thing is how would they access it?
Well,
That's the strange thing.
That's where IBM's working on is they have what they call mass storage unit, big data, and where they're. I mean, think about it. We talk about like cameras. Okay, so you put every camera that's ever recording onto a live feed in the world. So that would be 100, 200 million cameras. And you start recording everything.
Well, buddy, really, is
story.
that how many? Well, not only cameras.
Well,
the cameras and cell
London has 2 million.
Well, 2 million. All right, I'm thinking this guy right here, cell phone.
Yeah.
Right. This is probably as good as a professional camera, or at least some of the phones that are coming now.
Oh,
with,
between the 7 and the 10.
with the megapixels. What is it up to now? I mean, I
think it's 10.
Yeah, I mean it's getting way up there, and basically that just means richer content. And they give you. I watched some short video. The iPhone. There are things that you could do for exposure, for light, dark environments. It's really incredible, man.
You want to hear something really?
So how many of those you think are in the world right now?
How many smartphones?
How many
there?
smartphones with cameras? I mean, are you Googling? Are you seeing? This is where you should do, hey, Google, and see if she'll.
Hey, Google.
Oh, I should have shut my mouth, man, because he's going to keep doing this all
How
night.
many
and it's just
smartphones
like,
in the world?
Hey, we're trying to keep continuity. Record everything. You mean the Google already does? See.
Okay, here, according to this.
See, this is the thing. Engineers deep. The guy's deep. Wait, Forrest, I'm just comfort over everything. Who does that say Forrest? Forrest at Rain? That's not Briggs, is it?
No.
Is that for? Because usually he'll say, all right, anyway, go ahead. But you can't get lost in London. All you'll have to do is Google a video feed to find yourself. Kat, I'm telling you. Kat, did you go to happy hour tonight? I'm just curious. And we're friendly enough that we can sit there and talk about it. That's all right, man.
So according to this article, which was written in December 21st, 2016, 44% of the world's population will own a smartphone in 2017.
How many?
44%.
40. Oh my. Well,
so
what is
let's
it?
do the math.
How many?
Do the math here. Let me get my little calculator out. So we
I'm
take
trying to remember what's the
7.5 billion.
Okay.
Times.
So it's about three. It's about 3 billion. 3 billion devices, right?
Smartphones.
And each one of those smartphones requires. Well, no. It depends on the network. The network might be private. Your phone. Have you ever went and looked at the IP on it?
Yeah. So.
Okay. Public IP, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Within the network.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, if it was within the network, it'd probably be a private IP. We get our. There we go again. See, folks. This is the thing. So we get off on these conversations.
Well, basically, saying any recordings we could run live.
And
audio and video.
IP version 6 is here. So, dude. First of all, anybody who's listening that decided to tune into our show, you're probably thinking, Strange Things Radio, we got to check this thing out. I mean, it's on. They're covered under many outlets. One of our broadcast partners is ParaX. So ParaX is going to be about paranormal now. We've made reference tonight to a few paranormal things, and are we? No. What we talk about is anything and everything strange. All right,
including ourselves.
Well, no. The thing is, we're ADD. Did you hear that? It's like I heard something, dude. It's not one of these frickin' nights, is it? I mean, you have all the pots down. You don't have anything being fed in. Or did you hear like a little girl in your headphones? What the hell is this, man? See, dude,
someone could be poking around tonight.
This is the thing. People hear that and they're just like, hey, they referenced marijuana earlier. Do you think they're smoking marijuana? No, dude. I heard in my phone a little girl's voice. What the hell is that all about, man?
I have no idea.
So, all right.
And Lily's on her wake. I can tell you that. She's out.
And you had it done,
all
right?
my pots
it's all the
are
way
down.
down. Unbelievable, man. Anyway.
But I did hold on. What time is it?
No, it's
we got
about that time.
No, dude. We got 8 minutes.
All
Top of the hour. So in Tampa, they have this new system they put in place. It is a listening device system that uses AI to find out where shots are being gunshots.
I heard that.
And so they caught. There's a guy happened a couple of days ago. There was a gunshot. The police heard it on the system.
I heard that.
They went there and within minutes found a guy that was shot.
I think I heard that on one. I mean, the most reliable news outlet. I'm not even going to say
NBC.
But, no, okay. And yeah,
So you're going to say Fox.
They mentioned that, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. So what I think it's
But
like,
think
isn't
about
it like a list almost akin to your Hey Google machine,
Yeah.
right? So only this is the thing. You know how quick a gunshot is.
Right.
Is it always listening?
Yes, it's on
So it's
24.
always, and so it must know. It must somehow in the database have some sort of a record that it has to do with frequency, right? The sound, how that would be mapped out in
Oh, think about it. They can also probably tell you what kind of gun it was because every gun has a different sound.
from the sound. Yeah,
Shot.
and
It knows the difference when it's shot and background.
dude,
I
they
mean,
caught the guy.
Yeah. The new Rotwurst band.
We're in a new age, man.
So, but my thought is when I heard that, I'm like, oh, good. But then you think, hold it. If it's listening 24 hours,
They can hear everything.
they can hit everything.
Yeah,
And
Big Brother, bro.
You cannot tell me that they can't, the FBI goes, oh, we love that system. By the way, we're going to check out different ways of hearing different things and pulling words out. Remember, there used to be a program 10, 12 years ago called, it was an email system. Oh, what was it called? And I think Yahoo had it on their system, and they would literally go through all their emails looking for keywords. And the government was pulling out emails because they were looking for any keyword that was, death of the president, anything that could be security, the network security, excuse me.
Could you imagine them deploying these devices all over the place?
And
they
again,
could-
what are they doing it under? Protection.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, every time we lose a little bit more of our civil liberties, it's because under the guise
It's strange,
of
dude. It's
protection.
strange. And device, a little chip underneath the hand. Okay. See, what you described, I'm sitting there thinking if they could put them in an area and then be able to, the one closest to the gunshot would then be able to send notification to police officers in that area. I mean, if they almost a kind of akin to using triangulation with satellites, be able to pinpoint based on these listening to James. There you go again. You're not listening. To me.
I was
You
reading.
were looking. I mean, wait. All right. See, and I just.
yes,
pulled away.
Mel, so there will be black helicopters. Oh, thank you for bringing that up. By the way,
See how these people generate. Now, see,
was-
you would have forgotten about it, not included.
There's
it.
actually
but
a-
dude, we're almost at the top of the hour. You got to get Joe on the phone.
Yes.
So, and hope he's listening. So, folks, this is Strange Things Radio. To those strangelings that have hung out with us tonight, we're a little disjointed. Okay. James is a little bit tired. I'm still having the effects of blowing 515 on blood sugar, but I think I'm doing okay. I mean, I'm not sitting there going. I'm not taking short bursts of slumber. So, folks, hang out with us. We got another hour. Throw us some questions. We're going to bring on Mr. Riggs, and we're going to get into, well, his expertise. I mean, wouldn't you love to be able to say, yeah, I got a brother that's a PhD. I mean, I think that's so cool. But anyway, Strange Things Radio, James, I'm about ready. There you go. Stay with me. Bring up Lily. All right. Strange Things Radio, Friday night. This is the time to hang out with us. Don't go away.
Strange Things Radio. Strange Things Radio.
Gen Z, why were you all consumed with, what was it, pirate chant? What was that? Because she wanted to do a pirate. Are you out there? I was going to sit there and say what they would usually say, wench. But I didn't want to say it. And, so I wasn't going to say it. And, really? National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day? James? You didn't know about this?
I know.
Mama Jen didn't know about this? And not that I'm trying to in any way solicit chocolate chip cookies, but if it's National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day, you would think, no, not Famous Amos. I like homemade chocolate chip cookies. They have but my favorite are peanut butter blossoms. So, and I'm not in any way going to shamelessly solicit any one of our listeners to possibly bake me some peanut butter.
Reach out to us. We'll give you the address.
Peanut butter blossoms, folks. Go check it out, man. The best cookie. Anyway.
So, we have a guest on tonight, just for a little bit. It is Dr. Joe Riggs.
First of all, just say Dr. Riggs.
Dr. Riggs.
Dr. Riggs.
Now, the only reason we're able to get him on, because technically he is a legitimate scientist in a very high prestigious college.
Yes.
I'm his brother. That's the only reason we're getting him on. Otherwise, people are like, oh, we're not going on a fringe.
I would love to be able to say I got a brother that's a PhD. Are you freaking kidding me, man? All right, first of all, it knocked me out to get my bachelor's. All right, I thought about a master's, but I didn't have the cash. But to then go from master's to a PhD, it's not like you could sit there and say, okay, I'm going to sit there and go for a PhD. You have to kiss ass. You have to kiss ass to your colleagues, because my understanding about being awarded a PhD is that you have to come with a new thought, a new theory, present something to your colleagues, like a
panel.
Group,
yeah.
And they're the ones that say, okay, that yes, that warrants being bestowed a PhD.
The reason we have him on is because we are talking about.
He's your brother.
My
I mean,
brother.
that's the reason.
But he deals. He's a research doctor at Harvard, but he deals a lot. Harvard. And we're talking about the scientific breakthrough that just came a couple days ago about mutating, basically editing dangerous mutations from genes in human embryos. So,
all right. Listen to the thing, James. If it could result in a cure for cancer, cool. Okay, I think that's awesome. But to sit there and start doing a la carte gender. I want one with blue eyes and blonde hair. Let's manipulate the genes. That is playing Dr. Frankenstein. I'm just saying. Or playing God.
Right. So we're going to bring Dr. Joe up. Are you there, Joe?
I am. I can't tell if I'm live or am I live?
Yo, you're live.
I didn't mean to be letting y'all go off.
Down,
I will say,
dude, I think we just blew everybody's speakers.
Sorry, I messed up on the board there, buddy. Okay, just killed everyone. Sorry, your levels were so high, we just kind of blew our
Well, at first I didn't hear nothing.
Yeah,
and then you pulled it up, and then boom, it blew. Can you hear us? Okay, Joe?
Well, that's what I was going to say. I can hear James pretty well, but Eric, I'm not really hearing you. Other than the fact, I really want a chocolate chip cookie right now.
Oh, dude, really? Don't kid. Have you ever had a peanut butter blossom? Have you ever had a peanut butter blossom, dude? Is
this a trick question?
No. I'm just kind of
Is this like brown cow or something?
Now brown cow. It's a peanut butter cookie with a Hershey chocolate kiss in the middle. It's almost like the Reese's peanut butter, or the Reese's of the cookie land. So if I can ever meet a hot chick that knows how to cook peanut butter blossoms, they stole my heart, or they would steal my heart. So if anybody's out there that wants to make me I'm not going to say it. Anyway. So Joe, what's going on?
That sounds great.
Doesn't it sound great?
I think that's how I earned my PhD. I bought a bunch of donuts and coffee and.
Dude, I got to tell you, I follow you on Facebook, right? And I saw the new rod. I mean, that's a nice car. And I like the way you did. You were just like, Mom, and let's take a picture out by the car. I mean, was that at the dealership?
Yeah, it was at the dealership. We hadn't left yet. Yeah, I got a Chevy Volt last week, and I haven't used I haven't used gas yet. I haven't. I've been able to just do electric. 53 miles goes pretty good.
Wow.
And it gets you around town and back, and I don't know. I like the car a lot. I will say I got the little the ambient lighting. The little is like blue, change color, blue, green, whatever. The thing is a whole Christmas tree on the inside. The two little lights they installed, I can't even see.
Nice. Nice. Well, here's the thing, though, man. Can you walk to campus, or are you far away from the campus? Do you live close to campus?
Oh no, so I'm a Bostonian at this point. So I take the subway in. I take the subway. I can't walk or drive. So I have two locations. I work in out of the Harvard Medical School, the Countway Library, Department of Biomedical Informatics. And then I'm over here at Massachusetts General Hospital, MGH, over in Cambridge. So, yeah, I take the subway and do all the bench work out here at Massachusetts General Hospital.
Nice. So the reason we have my brother on is a couple of days ago, if you guys hadn't seen it, some news came out about science for the first time has successfully edited genes in human embryos. In this particular gene, they were trying to get rid of a particular genetic defect in the heart. And I had the word for it right here in my article. It's really big, so I probably don't pronounce it.
Yeah, don't even butcher it. But I bet.
Hypertrophy cardiomyopathy.
Go!
Hey, and the bro, you got to sit there. That's why
he has a PhD.
And he's your brother. I'm just saying, man.
Well, I went off the tree. You know how the fruit from the tree? I rolled one way.
Thing. Hey, sorry, Jay, jump in here. Eric's talking about the PhD. You know, I get. It counts for two things. I get to be in my brother's radio show on Strange Things Radio.
There you go.
And trying to interject the non-strange, maybe, and then the other would be a factual big thing. But the other thing is when I buy airplane tickets, I get to put doctor on there.
Isn't that cool?
That's cool.
Isn't that cool? Come
and
on.
then occasionally I can spit out hypertrophy cardiomyopathy like I learned something.
Dude. See, let me just give you, somebody. I would try to impress some of those stewardesses. You know what I mean? You're single, right? Just say that and look at her and say, "Did I turn you on?" I'm just asking. You want me to say it again? I'll say it slower. Can you say it? Say it.
Oh, hypertrophy cardiomyopathy.
All right, dude. You got to listen. You got to be a little bit more, Don
Okay,
Juanish with that,
Okay, let's try to get back to some.
Wait, is Forrest said he's boogieing? See, I mean,
Okay, well, it's
Night Forest, yeah, and you didn't even say who you were. You didn't even say Forrest. Do we know you? I mean, people just don't. They don't even say. You got to check in as a strangeling. You got to check in. Good night, man. Anyway,
so back to the article. So the reason I want to bring my brother on, he's very knowledgeable on a lot of more medical scientific procedures than I am.
We don't talk about.
Right. But I thought it was interesting because right now they're not talking about blue eyes and yellow haired and
that's on the horizon, right?
Right. So, but the question is, and I want to ask my brother, is how close are we? Do you think to manipulating these genes to give us that 6'1" male basketball player or 6'7", whatever that particular parent wants,
or go into I'm thinking like an organization where they'll take the sperm, they'll take the egg, they'll do their genetic manipulation and merge the two, kind of try to conceive, get that conception, and then have like an a la carte going into a cafeteria and say, I want that, this is what they want. I want them to look out like blah, 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 blah. Doc, deliver.
So I know they're not having this in the next 5 or 10 years, but do you think the roadmap to that is we could get to that point, Joe?
So let me let's talk a little about science, what actually happened a little bit. So I'm over here trying to cure depression and some other things. I'm not really following the Metallopox paper too much, but it's pretty big news, and I heard about it in the last week actually. And so it is a game changer. In essence, it's the first time that somebody's been able to use the genetic modification approach in terms of, in particular, changing a nuclear gene inside an embryo. So it is actually huge news. It has worked. Are you hearing me?
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
We can hear you. Go ahead.
So it is pretty big news. So, if people want to know what's going on about it, I think, so just being informative on it. So, and in particular, they use a technique called CRISPR-Cas9. And so this is CRISPR-Cas9 is taking the field by storm over the last couple of years in terms of doing as a lab technique for studying genetic defects or disease modeling or just a variety of applications. So this genetic engineering approach is widespread, is in wide use in hundreds of labs throughout the country, throughout the world, thousands maybe, but hundreds of labs. And in fact, if somebody did this on human embryos, it isn't really surprising. Metalloprof actually is a well-known scientist out of Oregon. I think Health Sciences University, OHSU. And anyway, so he's well-known. He's been working with somatic cell nuclear transfer and a bunch of these various embryo techniques. So the idea that's all converged together, in 2017, isn't a surprise at all. And we've all been, and not to get you all's questions, and anything on science that's interesting, I'm glad to factually answer. Although my public speaking has taught me, start saying differentiation, and people start turning off. But anyway, but in any regard, in terms of designer babies or these types of things, so I definitely, it won't sound all that fanciful from me, because this paper didn't really take us to that type of thing. In fact, the paper demonstrated the opposite, that it's going to be much harder or impossible to do designer type of babies, at least with the current approaches. And so,
well, doesn't the thought almost sound Frankensteinish? And see, this is the thing. We have a guest out there, guest 2063, that says, okay, I'm not loving the sperm egg stuff. That was one thing. And then they come back, that's God's job. And I sat there and went, yeah, it is God's job. I mean, for them to even think about going in this direction, I'm telling you.
Well, they want to. Here's what I think is going to happen.
You don't think rich people would want to do that?
Well, there's the thing.
I mean,
in the developed world, we are probably going to put lots of regulations, lots of rules, and stuff like that, and so that won't happen. But you're going to have these third world where eventually they will catch up. And I'm not talking about I'm talking 50, 75 years from now when the third world wants to catch up to the first world. I don't know what to call it, the first world, but to the developing nations. They will try to then, the rich people in these countries will try to find a way, maybe not get the great basketball star, but what happens if the military says, you know what, there's technology that we can change people. Maybe we want an army.
Well, I think that
I got to jump in here real quick. I got to keep it on this Nature paper, and in terms of my perspective as a scientist, I won't slow down the imagination here at all. It's Strange Things Radio, but.
What are you trying to make?
But I got to make sure that
James, what's the deal?
My credibility, But listen. So listen. This paper actually shows. So just to go to the heart of this paper and their findings. Okay, when they tried to insert an exogenous gene, a normal gene that wasn't from the parent, from the mother or father, and they tried to have this modified, constructed gene, they were unsuccessful in every attempt. So the exogenous gene wouldn't take hold, or however you want to say it, wouldn't integrate into the genome, or be copied in. Actually,
okay. But right now they're saying that. No, okay. I'm sorry.
So the idea that we could introduce, particular traits, this paper actually says, well, we can conceive of this, and so I say, hey, let's talk about the military and everything you want. I don't, that's not part of the thing that I'm a part of. But this paper actually said, well, if we were ever going to do that, it's going to be much harder than we ever thought it was going to be. The natural machinery of the embryo is to somehow copy and paste the existing or current or maternal or paternal genes from the existing copies. So this paper actually drew in question the ability to ever be able to do that. So how it was actually ended up being successful is that it copied in the maternal, the healthy copy of the gene, whereas the father has the defective copy. So the machinery took advantage of existing templates, and we used the maternal copy for the correction. Now in terms of if we could cure somebody using this technique, you can argue that we have a responsibility to do so. And we can argue many things, and I definitely can discuss that side of it. It reminds me of the whole stem cell debate to begin with, whether or not we can use embryonic stem cells or not, whether or not we're terminating life or whatever might be after conception or pre-implantation. So, what science enables and what society is deemed socially acceptable aren't always in sync, for sure.
Joe, real quick question. One of our listeners asked, is there any talk of modifying any active tumors to turn off any replications, injecting them on? Basically, there's a...
Can you ask that question again? It cut it out on me.
So the question here is there any talk or any papers out there talking about injecting active tumors to turn off the replication of that tumor?
So I keep having my daughters calling in on my phone. So every time you say the key word, I get a dun dun dun.
Hey Joe,
Can you re-ask that question one more time?
Wait. Hold on, Joe. Listen, both these, just so you know, we had one person out there going, "This is crazy talk. This is crazy talk." But you know what? That's strange things. Right? That's the sad. And the thing is when you have a PhD on, you let the PhD talk, because this is the thing. And this is two things that I wanted to ask Joe. Joe, can we, like you said, shut off cancer cells? All right, shut off cancer cells. The second thing was going in and saying, okay, I want a 6'3" boy with brown hair, brown eyes, and have an incredible intellect. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Be able to get to that point where you can manipulate the genes so that the end result, they have these qualities.
It sounds like from the paper right now that is harder than they can imagine.
Yeah, but you know how information is just doubling and tripling every.
But
now, so here's the question: is there
science doesn't follow more as well, for sure. Science is very to prove something at the bench. Some of the simplest things can take weeks to months to get assays to work, to something of that nature. So we're not gonna see you see acceleration with multiple labs that are doing something of that nature, but something in technology like this, I mean, it's a long time. It's a long time of development,
right? And that's why what we're talking about really here is.
But hold on. Did you see the chat room? I'm telling you, guest 2063. We agree, Eric. God makes everyone just the way they are supposed to be. Amen. I'm just saying.
Well, but Eric can't say that.
I push the button. Yes, I can say that. And you know what the thing is?
But if somebody has a disease, and we can fix it,
all right,
why wouldn't we fix it?
Okay, that scenario I agree with, but not being able to go into Dr. Johnson. Hey, Dr. Johnson, this is the questionnaire. This is what I want for a daughter. This is what I want for a son. By the way, I'm going to give you a sperm sample, and I'm kind of looking forward to that. And then my wife's going to come in, grab an egg, and then you do your magic stuff, come up with, so you take the magic sauce. No, I don't know why. I'm sorry.
You know what, when he said that,
I'm sorry.
Let Joe back up. Go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
Let me answer the cancer question. The cancer is very complex. So people are using CRISPR-Cas9 all the time to study cancer and to try to understand what's going on in cancer. You're not going to do that in an embryo. You're not going to find the application at the embryo stage, right? Because cancer is a disease of the elderly or the older. So, but there's definitely plenty of examples of diseases in which, sickle cell anemia, Huntington. These are fatal. Huntington's is fatal. So you have an issue with Huntington. So there's a strong positive motivation for one to fix Huntington's. And hopefully, there'll be other ways to do it besides through embryo modification. In terms of these, something like diabetes or, let's pick some of those examples, right? Those are complex disorders. They're not monogenic. So you're not going to change one gene and have somebody have a lower risk of heart failure or diabetes or something like that. So there's many cases where it's just not going to be relevant in the disease system. But there are monogenic diseases that are devastating that would warrant this. In terms of blue eye, picking the traits of your child, that tends to still fall in the science fiction category. That just isn't in the horizon that I can tell.
And Joe, this is the thing, and I gotta say this because I'm kind of monitoring the chat room, and I have to say, you are 100% right, guest 2063. Okay, he was not a mistake. He was a creation of God. Okay?
Folks, and what Eric's talking about is one of our listeners had mentioned in our chat room that he has a brother that has some mental disabilities, and that he's saying that
he's most loving, honest, kindest, most loving person that they've ever known. And
right, but I have a question.
But see, the thing is we're not, and I agree. I'm not saying. Hold on. I'm not saying he was a mistake, and I'm just so you got the wrong impression. I'm not saying that.
But what
yes,
Joe is
I
saying,
agree. God gave him to you as a gift, absolutely.
But
see,
if the parents,
I agree with,
if the parents said, "Hey, listen, your child it looks like it could have this disease, this disease, this disease," or these are your family has a typical heart problem in your family as a whole. You have maybe a different disease like diabetes. Right? What happened if they were to see me before I was an embryo and say, "Hey, by the way, he shows traits of having type 2 diabetes when he's in his 40s and 50s. Let's correct that." Same thing with mental disabilities. Is there a way to correct that before it becomes an issue? And unfortunately, me having diabetes is somewhat it is a burden on. Think about it. Right now.
Then the whole process of conception will be artificial because the husband or the wife, whatever, the man or the woman would have to supply their portion, right? And what's the point of inception?
Conception. Thank you.
Procreation
for the survival of
correct
our species.
Right.
If the ability to correct potential diseases.
Okay, so like breast cancer, like if it's in your family, be able to
correct that. So why not go down that line?
All right, but what you're inferring is at that point in time we won't procreate naturally. We'll get a doctor. We'll submit our.
So,
all right.
Why do you have to procreate naturally?
I'm just saying at that point in time. That's where you're kind of playing God. So where you're going to.
Well,
And listen,
playing God
I'm not saying
and-
there aren't benefits, brother. I'm not saying there aren't benefits
because your state is like, okay, well, let's stop all medicine because we are, by taking the meds that we have now, I'm correcting a problem that could kill me in 20 years when hopefully I'll be able to live to be 70 and 80. Are we playing God at that point? See, there's some religious sects that believe that any medical procedures you do is against God.
Look at Joe. Joe's not you, Joe, but
one of our listeners.
Yeah, one of our listeners. The point of inception was for the guy to break up his father's company. Is that like a jab? I think
I think that was
that
a
is
movie
a jab.
one.
Yeah.
All right, so
we got to take a break, man. We're going to go
do.
ahead and take a break. Joe, hang out with us, folks. This is Strange Things. To everybody that's hung out with us for the whole show, we got another half hour left. Hang out with us. If you have any questions, shoot them some questions. And we'll ask our guests. This is Strange Things Radio. We'll be right back, folks. Hang out. Don't go away.
Strange Things Radio. Strange Things Radio. Strange Things Radio.
All right, I got to tell you, James loves that tune. And you know what? People even, the last one you play, people even like, is this the medication song? Is this the it's like a da 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 da. Right, James?
No, they do.
That's the medication. But before we get going, I just want to say to the guest 2063, all right, shoot us a text. Let me know, who are you, man? You have my curiosity up because only certain people call me E. So I'm wondering who it is. And they're a believer. So all right, that's all I was saying. Okay, go ahead, James. I'm sorry.
So last segment we were talking about some of that news that came out about the whole CRISPR thing, and then the whole. I'm sorry. My brain was
CRISPR.
Not CRISPR. That was the technique of it. Basically, genetic editing, genetic.
CRISPR
genes.
Con, right? In 2 years.
No, not CRISPR Con.
CRISPR. I was referring to one of the posts from. Never mind, man.
Okay, but we had Dr. Joe on. He is actually my brother. He's a Harvard scientist and a doctor. So
he's working now in the lab.
In the lab,
it's 11:35. That's his time, right? He's at Harvard.
Eastern time.
So how many people do you know that
on a Friday
scientists on a Friday night are in a lab doing experiments?
Yeah,
come on.
He had stuff he had to do. So he was able to take a little bit of time out of his day. I'm telling you, this guy works 15, 18 hours a day. That's the stuff he does. But he was able to take some time to talk to us about what they're doing as far as mutations, editing mutations, and getting rid of dangerous stuff. So I thought that was kind of a cool, because of the article, I wanted to bring him in. It is, I mean, it's a game changer in the world of science and able to fix some problems. And I know we got into a little bit of heated debate on what if we're actually playing God or not. So I thought that was a really cool article, and kind of into that. So we are going to shift gears. We are going to talk a little bit more about paranormal stuff, even though we thought that was a strange. We do all kind of stuff here, right? So this particular segment is
great segue, bro.
No,
great segue.
Right, thank you.
And the funny thing is I'm the only one here, and you're doing all this body language.
I know,
right? I'm like, wow, man.
I'm doing it good. So interesting thing came up. So, and I don't know if you guys saw it. Rob Lowe has a new TV show coming out. And honestly, I cannot remember. And I haven't seen it yet. So
wasn't that the guy from the GOP convention? He did a sex tape with was a prostitute or some young chick.
Rob Lowe?
I think it was Rob Lowe, man.
I don't think Rob Lowe has a sex tape.
I think so, man.
Well, Rob Lowe has been an actor.
You don't remember? Was it one of those? I want to say it was the GOP convention. Is anybody? I mean, am I wrong? Where's the?
Don't.
Yeah, Cece, come on, wasn't it? I could have swore that he was caught like that. So he was in other movies. What were some of the other movies he was? He was in. Let's see. Low Files, Cat. That's what.
Well, he's also was in his very beginning. He actually did The Outsiders.
Yeah,
he was in The
Outsiders. He was in the
movie
About Last Night.
That was a
late '80s movie.
Wasn't he also in St. Elmo's Fire? About Last Night, The West Wing.
Yeah.
He has won lots of awards.
Wasn't he part of the Rat Pack?
Yes.
Not Rat Pack, Brat.
Brat Pack. From the 80s.
He would have been great.
Oh, yeah. So now he has this new show.
No, I don't. Weird. I look at Cat. Jeez, Eric, do you read all the rag mags? No, I mean, I just.
So
you don't remember that, Cece? Do you not remember that? Do you not remember? See, never mind. It's all right, man.
So
I guarantee you, though. I can't guarantee. I'll just say.
So he has a new paranormal show, him and the Sons. And for the life of me, I was trying to find the name of the
thought someone just shut it out. The Lowe's Files.
The Lowe's Files.
Thank
you.
Files.
The Lowe's Files.
Dude,
yes.
I thought that the guy got interested in first because in the whole paranormal and things of that nature because he saw Bigfoot.
No, during his taping of the show, and in the past, him and his kids have gone and done different things in this world of paranormal, and he kind of said in this, in this new series, that when they got old enough, that he would do something like this. So, I mean,
what? Come on!
I was looking it up. Lowe's File Paranormal. The thought came into my mind. It looks kind of cool. I am going to try to catch it on demand because I do want to see what he's doing because the commercials seem pretty cool.
Dude, is he doing any other work?
Well, yeah.
I'm wondering if this is just another shot to stay in the biz. I remember me. I was in about last night. I was in St. Elmo's Fire. By the way, I saw Bigfoot. Or I was abducted. I mean, come on.
Well, he's doing it with his children. So it's kind of like a family affair doing this stuff. And they're going to be doing all kinds of paranormal phenomenon, such as it is in the article, ghosts, aliens, Sasquatch. Oh, that sounds like our show.
Because you know what, bro? We need another paranormal show on television.
But I see one thing I do like. I think it's interesting
What
that he's
network
bringing
is
his
it?
kids.
What network is it?
A&E.
A&E?
I think it's interesting that he's bringing his kids along.
Keep
as
it all
part
in
of
the
it.
family. Hope it catches fire.
So,
St.
yeah.
Elmo's Fire catches fire.
So it looks interesting. So my thought was, how many, and we kind of alluded to this beginning of the show, how many famous actors and stuff have got into the paranormal because of their experiences. So I just think that's something I want to discuss tonight on the last little part of our show.
And before we discuss it, look what CC throws out there. Bitcoin just hit $3,100.
Did I ever tell you that story I read? So listen, real quick. I know the
This
site.
is ADD, right?
ADD.
We're going out the radio.
But it is referring to, for those who don't know.
Don't need to justify, bro. Run with it.
Okay. So a kid, who was that?
I think it was you, man.
No, mine doesn't whistle.
Yours doesn't whistle?
No, my phone doesn't whistle.
All right.
But going back.
Yeah.
So I was listening, I was reading an article about this kid who did not want to go to college. And he told his parents, if I earn $1 million before I'm 18, I don't have to go to college. His parents like, yeah, kid. If you earn $1 million, you don't have to go to college. Well, guess what? By the time he hit 18, he had $1 million. And what was one of the things he did when he was 11?
You saying Bitcoin?
He bought Bitcoin. But he sold it, bought another software company. It went up, bought back into Bitcoin. And so did his whole little investment. Yeah, investment.
$3,100 for a single Bitcoin?
Yeah. That's why there's talk right now. I watch CNBC. You know me. I watch a lot of business news. That you can literally buy, if you buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, or buy one Bitcoin right now. Excuse me. If you buy one Bitcoin, when it drops back down, and you hold on to that thing for 10 to 15 years, you'll make tens of thousands of dollars. It's just going to be nuts. But back to but thank you for that update there, CC, about the Bitcoin, because we have talked about. Because that's the new
currency.
currency.
To this day, I still don't know what it's based on. I mean, what's it based on?
Nothing. It doesn't need to be based on anything.
So you're getting suckered into something that doesn't. There's no value.
Yes, there is.
At least a gold coin has intrinsic value.
No,
right?
it doesn't.
Gold doesn't have an intrinsic value.
It's only a value because we find it interesting.
Correct. Yeah, but Bitcoin, it doesn't even exist.
What about the national debt? Excuse me. Our national economy used to be based on gold.
Correct.
They stopped that dozens of years ago.
Okay.
Not even dozens. Excuse me. Dozens of.
No, it was decades.
Decades. That's the word I'm looking. I don't know why I kept saying
Wasn't
dozens.
it early 70s we were taking off?
Yeah. So we are off the gold standard. So what are we based on?
I think it was Nixon that took us off the gold standard.
Yeah. So what are we based on if we're not doing the gold standard anymore?
But I can hold up $100 bill, be able to buy pizza anywhere. Bitcoin, Bitcoin is just something like a software. It's something you see. Oh, I got 10 Bitcoins.
Okay,
what's that Bitcoin? But dude,
no.
Are
but
we
listen,
not ADD? We were sitting there,
I know,
now I'm.
But
just
I want to
like,
talk about this Bitcoin stuff right now.
I go on.
So think about it. Do you have actual cash on you right now?
Yes, I do.
How much?
Oh, I don't know. Not much. I mean,
Enough to buy pizza?
Enough to buy pizza? Yeah, I'd say no.
What is playing?
That's my phone, man. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Turn it down.
Pull me down real quick.
All right. So here's the point: is right now I don't have one lick of cash right now in my wallet. Why? Because I don't need it. I have credit cards. I have lots of different credit cards. That means that I have that card itself got money on it from my bank. That's just a number in the bank, right? So at that point, I can go buy a pizza. I can go buy what I need to buy because I have a card that tells the system that in the bank I've got $10,000, whatever. Bitcoin is a currency, a digital currency. Now, there are places in the United States who take Bitcoin directly, or you can, it's electronic. No big dip. Okay, eBay. Excuse me, PayPal. You could pay, if you have PayPal and you have stuff in your PayPal account, I go, here, send me I buy stuff from China when I'm doing my electronic stuff. They take PayPal, right? Well, I basically give me your email. I put it into PayPal. It sends them the money. Now, did I send these people cash? No. I send them digital currency. So Bitcoin is, I'm sorry, Eric.
It's all right. It's all right.
You can bring you up. So same thing with Bitcoin. It's a digital currency. Now, what is that worth? We're saying one Bitcoin is worth $3,100.
$3,100.
It fluctuates with the stock market.
Okay.
But no different than the dollar fluctuate against the franc or the Aussie or the won, whatever the Japanese one is. So
did you say yen? I do know the
yen. Yes, yen. Thank you. So
or the pound. Okay.
Or the pound.
Yeah.
So again, it fluctuates. But there's the Bitcoin does not have a government entity controlling it, which means you don't have like China trying to devalue the dollar. You can't do it that way.
Why do I picture this guy named Vladimir out of a garage coming up with Bitcoin and
actually
suckering everybody in to say, okay, I created Bitcoin. By the way, I have 1,000 Bitcoins. Let's throw that out there as a digital currency.
There is a way to generate Bitcoin again by doing, and I'm not that versed in that area on how to generate Bitcoin. It used to be when it first started, you could get these little computers and generate Bitcoins. Now it takes you years and years just to get one. It is a way to scientifically, they take in problems, they send it to your little computer, it generates this little thing, send it back. And again, I don't quite understand that part of it.
Would you feel comfortable right now if you had, let's just say, one or two deals and you want to invest that money, would you buy a couple Bitcoins?
I was already saving up for it.
Really?
Yeah, I was hoping to get it when it was before.
I guess, man.
I want to get it when it's about 2,100.
How long has this been out? It's relatively new, right?
Since 2010.
All right. Wouldn't it be funny if all of a sudden they just sit there, gotcha, you don't have 30, you might have 1,000 Bitcoins, but they're worth zero. Sucker. I'm just saying, man, I wouldn't throw my money. I'd rather invest in a hard currency, gold, silver. I don't know about, because it has intrinsic value. If you can hold it in your hand and say, this is silver. Yeah.
But how much is that silver worth?
Right. Well,
how much is gold worth?
It's a commodity, basically. Isn't
so
it?
is Bitcoin.
Okay. We're going to go back to this. We're going to go back to this.
Well, where's
half
gold?
Hour, we're going to argue about this.
Right.
Bitcoin, there's nothing.
No, you can buy Bitcoin. You can actually buy a Bitcoin.
A physical Bitcoin.
Yes. There's companies who make the correct Bitcoin that matches up to the currency that you have.
I did not know that. I thought it was all digital.
No.
But still, I don't know if I would have any faith in a currency that's relatively new. I mean, like I said, somebody had to come up with this idea and create it and sell it. And by the way, he's the originator. He gives himself 1,000 Bitcoins, 2,000, 5,000 Bitcoins. He created it, right? No government, no private company, nothing came up with Bitcoin.
But the financial solutions
sounds like some developer, some programmer.
But the financial groups have approved of this system.
I guess.
So back to famous paranormal people.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call it.
Rob Lowe.
So,
CC, did he not do a tape at the Republican National Convention? Right? The convention.
Well, we're back on that. Why don't we go back to the paranormal side?
All right. I just wanted to get
who
verification.
Cares who he slept with?
Usually CC's out there. Is she not our researcher in chief?
I know, but
I'm just saying.
So the question is how many? And you were mentioning about another famous person who had an experience. I thought it was interesting. I didn't know a near-death experience. You're talking about
Donald Sutherland.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, well, only people from our generation would know who Donald, because it was Donald Sutherland, then Kiefer, right? He was the one that did, 41? Well, his father did a movie called Kelly's Heroes. So if people remember, it was like a World War II movie. I want to say it was done back in the 60s sometime, Kelly's Heroes. It was with Clint Eastwood. He was in the movie. Don Rickles was in the movie, Telly Savalas, and... Anyway, it was a military movie where they go and they know where there's a bank behind enemy lines. They're going to go get the gold. But anyway, Donald Sutherland died. He basically died, and they revived him and he said he had some sort of a near-death experience. So, from what I understand, it was kind of shocking. It kind of changed his life. You know, I mean, listen, if you die and the doctors can say, yes, you were not breathing, your heart had stopped, blah, 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 and somehow they shock you and bring you back to life, and all of a sudden you say, yeah, I went through a tunnel, I did this, I did that, blah, 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 it would probably change your life. I think it would. But so he had some sort of an experience. So, and Shirley MacLaine. Look at Shirley MacLaine. I think she's kind of a nut. I think the book was called Out on a Limb. And she believes, I don't know if necessarily in the paranormal, but, you know, she has this this spiritual side. So, somebody that we interviewed, like we said earlier, Brett Butler. I mean, here's a woman that had a career. She was a comedian. Then she did television work. You know, she was doing all this work. And then suddenly she realizes, hey, I have these abilities, and we interviewed her. And I'll tell you right now, one thing she did was I think she was directing this to me, and I don't know what she said. I think she said Mortimer, right?
Yes.
Mortimer. And I was in a play back in high school called Arsenic and Old Lace, and the male lead, his name was Mortimer. Now, how many times, and the way she said it in context, it blew my mind. And afterwards, I'm sitting there, I was shaking that was just one thing. So, and now I think, is she have her own show on, what is she doing now with respect to the paranormal, right? She
does readings with people. She comes on different shows. And allows reading. When you can actually, she has a line when she's not busy acting. She actually has a line you can contact her with and get readings from her, and she's good. She's really good. I mean, I will tell you, we have different psychics on, and they've done. She's by far, I think, the best one we've had on our show.
Well, let me ask you: would you agree that she was the one guest that kind of, I don't want to say rocked our world, but so startled us that we sat around and in our minds went back and went through the show and all those times where she hit a home run in terms of being able to say something that was related to me or related to you? Because she said something, too, that blew your mind. I forgot what. I think isn't the show still available?
Yeah.
We might have to post that on the website or put it out there and let people. You'd almost have to hear this website, because during the course of the interview, I'm kind of stunned. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know. And I wasn't. I mean, I wasn't trying to pander to her as our guest. You know, not forget her celebrity and everything like that. I wasn't being fake. She literally shocked the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, are you kidding me? Really? To the point where, we stay about an hour. So here's this woman that was a comedian and in movies, and suddenly now she's doing the paranormal, you know, as a guest, doing readings. I
guess the question is not from her, but from this whole thing with Rob Lowe. Are these actors and actresses coming into the paranormal to make a buck? Or do you think they're actually having experiences and they want to share with those? Because it seems like the paranormal world is especially reality TV, is shrunken down some.
Some of the shows are going by the wayside.
Yeah, and so
remember Ghost Hunters? That was like one of the originals.
Yep,
that's no longer going on. Zach, I think we're going to see Zach when he's 75.
Well, he didn't.
That.
What
like
was
Milk
this?
And Elsie.
What was it? Was this paranormal? No. Ghost Adventures.
Right, Ghost Adventures.
Is that still on, or did he go?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one of Travel Channel's more lucrative shows. I mean, especially around the.
Yeah, but he wasn't. No one knew him before he started that show.
Oh, hell no.
So the question is our.
In fact, he started by doing a documentary. I don't think he had any plans on hitting it as big. He just did a documentary, and he wondered what. In fact, you can still find the original documentary that he put out there. Just Google Zach Bagans' original documentary, and it was I forgot. It was like a title. I watched it, and I think that's the one where the Goldfield Hotel or something, where they're downstairs and they see that board fly, and then it caught on, and I think the Travel Channel then offered him a spot. And see, this is the thing: they've had celebrities on their show. The guy from Motley Crue, what was the blonde guy's name?
Nikki
from Motley,
Sixx?
Nikki. No, that's the guitarist. The lead singer, the blonde guy. I don't know, folks. Who was the blonde guy that was the lead singer for Motley Crue? Anyway, he had an entourage of women, blonde. Even though he's married, he still had a bunch of blonde, and it was in some.
You know, when you said that, I kept thinking the song they sing, "Girls."
Yeah.
Girls.
Oh, I got you. But it was in
Girls.
it was in some hotel, old hotel, where Frank Sinatra and the Rat Pack hung out, and so some celebrity. I don't know if these celebrities are trying to get their names back in the limelight, or if they're truly interested in the paranormal or have had some experiences. So I don't know. I would think the motivation. I mean, you haven't seen Rob. Has Rob Lowe been in? What was it? He was in. What was he in the West Wing at some point?
Yes, he is West Wing.
Okay, is that still on? No,
no.
So, and I don't think he's doing anything. So, is this just to bring his family along? Hope that
Him and the boys hanging out.
Him and the boys hanging out, getting paid. Because if it's Rob Lowe, the Lowe Files, Rob Lowe's making some cash, and his kids are making cash. Is he doing it for that, or is he? Truly, I thought I read that he thought he had seen Bigfoot.
It could be, and you're right. You could be. I thought it was part of it, but I think I was reading an article, something he did an interview with him and his son, and they were just talking about how they saw this Bigfoot years before, and his kids were scared and stuff like that. So I think that's what it is they've gone on these different adventures before the show, and now they're like, hey, let's turn this into something. We'll find out, I guess. Because, Rob, yes, most people, when they say UFOs, merely think that they're from other planets or other beings. I don't believe that. I believe they're ours. Did you see yesterday that NASA, this is something he said, this is a quote from Rob, that NASA released their new plane that will be able to fly from, I don't know, California to London in 35 minutes. Well, no, they've had that technology for 50 years. So I guess he was going on this interview he did about him and his kids. About the big Sasquatch, and so I mean they're going to be doing everything paranormal. I mean it's interesting. I think it's an interesting concept. Because think about it: the paranormal shows that we watch, they're normally ghost, right?
Yeah.
You have hunting Bigfoot.
Yep.
You have UFO ones. They're singular to where he is trying to hit them all. He's a potpourri of paranormal, kind of like us.
Yeah.
But he's probably not nearly as ADD as we are.
Yeah.
But again, we are one of those
He's making cash.
Yeah. And we're just begging for someone to buy some snackage.
Yeah.
So,
exactly. Pay us for snackage. We'll work for paranormal.
I mean, so we'll see. We'll see how the show goes. I hope I can catch on demand and give you guys a small little report on what I find.
And buddy, and not to just quickly change the subject, but I forgot to bring this up in our Strange Things in the News. For those of you that are in the job market, if you're in the job market and feel a superhero type of attitude about protecting our Earth,
dun, 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 dun.
How would you like to make
Is that copyright?
six figures?
So I thought you were going about six.
No. 6 figures. NASA is offering a position
to fight against
aliens.
aliens.
6 figures.
You know what that reminds me of? Remember that movie back in 1999?
See, ADD. I told you, folks.
But no, it's Star Troopers. Yeah, Star Troopers. And you had to sign up to find the bugs because they had these alien bugs come, and now it's Starship Troopers. No, that's a band.
Something Troopers. No, I think it's Something Troopers. So you're right, it's Something Troopers. Dude, do you realize this shows how ADD we are, man?
Star Troopers.
Star Troopers. See, if he wouldn't have felt that, he would have broke into what was it? Who's running after us? Who's coming after us? The show.
I don't know.
My gosh, buddy.
Do we have a life? No, he's in the chat room.
Yes.
I'm sorry, folks.
It's I don't have a life.
I don't have a life.
Yeah, something like that. Nick is his
I'm
name.
sorry, Nick.
Nick,
I have no life.
See, Nick, I have no life. And for that, buddy, I apologize because we are like this is
Star Trek Troopers. Thank you, there, Off-World Engineer.
Dude, you had to get that out, right?
Hold on.
So much
Sherry
effort
Mobile, Captain Planet. I loved Captain Pan, had Tweaky, and I just loved. I could never see enough of those because back in the day, we had like 2 channels, and one of them had to be
You know, Sherry Mobile mentioned Mrs. Eric Williams. If you're out there and you want to hook up.
Oh, look! So tonight's episode of I Have No Life, cryptozoology shows that capture and they.
See, we were talking about Bigfoot.
Oh, I'm sorry. He said cryptozoology, which is
Bigfoot,
Sasquatch and other interesting creatures. So, guys, if you're
right up your alley, man. So you're not going to do anything about uploading things and uploading the show afterwards. Usual post production stuff. You're going to be listening to him because, folks, James loves Bigfoot. I'm just saying.
I knew
if it was every other week. He's like, Eric, can we do Bigfoot? How about Bigfoot? How about Bigfoot?
But we haven't done Bigfoot in a while.
So are we doing it next week? Watch. He'll sit there and say, what about Wednesday or Thursday? We really should come up with stuff.
See,
for the
they
show.
said Captain Planet. It wasn't Captain Planet that I was thinking. It was
my
another.
gosh.
It was another cartoon in the 80s. It was a Japanese cartoon. Now I got to go look it up.
Wait.
After the show.
I think Godzilla. Is it Godzilla?
No, not Godzilla.
All right, we could talk about Godzilla if you want.
Star Troopers, and then we got because you're gonna get paid by NASA to go up there and get 6 figures.
6 figures, man. This is an actual job. So,
but how do
Google? I saw this.
I know. So did I. I saw the thing, but it's like, how do you train for that? All right, guys, we're gonna put a big blob in front of you. And,
I guarantee you, it's probably going to be some guy that had the PhD.
I know who it's going to be.
Not working well.
Will Smith. Remember when he went for
Jada? Is Jada Pickett? They're going to do it.
Well, no, because remember he did
Men in Black.
Men in Black, and he had to do the little test to figure out. And he shot the little girl because he had the.
But James, this isn't a joke, man. They're actually NASA is seeking someone to quote unquote protect the world from aliens. Are you kidding me? 6 figures, though. Could you imagine? 6 figures. All right, Joe. I almost called you Joe. I mean, and Joe's still listening. So, James, it's what 12:01. Aren't we? Are we? Are we?
11:59.
Okay,
so
folks,
we're
gonna wrap it up. Listen, folks, this is Strange Things Radio. We like to talk about the paranormal, but we also like to talk about strange things. And if you've been listening, then you know we have this tendency to get sidetracked. We try to stay on the rails, but we go off. And for that, I apologize. And to a specific guest out there, so glad that you're listening. She texted me and says it's her. So love you, P woman, Pate. So this is Strange Things Radio. Folks, we're here every Friday night, 10 p.m. to 12 a.m.
Yep.
You can catch us on iHeart. You can catch us on TuneIn. Was it the other
Paranormal,
one?
huh?
And of course,
and when we get our website up, you'll be able to also catch us on that website. We'll have the stuff running all the time. But you can also get a hold of us at strangethingsradio@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Strange Things Radio Network. Again, at Facebook, and also Twitter, which we don't do a whole lot of, but we're there. It's Host of Strange. So
we need to hit that more, man.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway, folks, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for hanging out with us. We love you, and you know what? I can't wait until next Friday for us to hang out. So on behalf of James Riggs, myself, Eric Williams, James, tag us, brother.
Stay strange, folks. I messed that up.